video, we are going to learn about cookies that are not going to be deprecated and are much more delicious than the ones we deal with on a daily basis. So I'm going to let Carson present on Carson's Cookie Co.
So I am founder and CEO of Carson's Cookie Co., the best gluten-free, dairy-free, and vegan cookies you've ever had. I also have regular ones as well. Raise of hands, how many of you are lactose intolerant? Okay, quite a few of you. How about gluten-free or celiac? All right. Anybody vegan? All right, yeah, a handful of people. I know, Michael, you are too. All right, so this is my original cookie. This is what I call the OG. So this is what it all started with about 8 years ago, and my lactose intolerance came up about 3 years ago, and I could not eat this delicious brown butter triple chocolate chip cookie anymore. So here is how my business started, is an issue with me not being able to eat my favorite cookie and then modifying it in order to meet my dietary needs. So here's me at a few different markets here. In the middle, I am at my very first market ever at the beginning of this year. It took me about 9 months over the course of last year to get all of my licensing, my business licensing, payroll, everything set up so that I could actually go to a farmer's market and sell my products. You can kind of see the evolvement over the past few months. So here is my production process. I currently operate with a cottage food permit, so I operate out of my home, but I meet all health code standards. I take food classes. I know how to handle everything that I need to do in order to do it in a health safety way. So I even have a health inspector that came to my house and inspects my kitchen on a yearly basis, so it's very intense. So here's me balling up dough. I do this almost every night. So if you're wondering what I'm doing after work, it's probably this. So what I want to teach you all today was a little bit how to decide on how would you start a personal business, and also provide a little bit of information that kind of actually goes with all the content we've learned about today and might actually help with your day-to-day functions with different teams here. Because when you start running your own business, you're doing every single job that all of you do in one. So how do you decide on a business? Well, you gotta have a great product or service. Number two, you gotta have high profit margins. If you ain't making money, you shouldn't start the business. So why did I decide on cookies? Because the profit margins were great. You gotta have consistent quality. You gotta have a relatable story and branding. You gotta be able to accept failure. And you gotta have the willingness to improve and adapt as you move through it. Because you're gonna fail so many times, you can't even count. You're gonna be laughing and crying at the same time while you make a mistake in front of customers. And last thing, you gotta be obsessed. You gotta be Clint sitting naked in a chair, helping out clients with DCM. You gotta be obsessed. So again, my problem led to this entire business starting. So my bad back and lactose intolerance took me down the path to find a solution to have an indulgent dessert. And I wanted to make my significant other, my girlfriend, who was upset that we couldn't eat the cookies in the first place anymore, and my stomach happy. So again, why cookies? Well, great profit margins. Here's just a little snapshot. I'm not going to give you all the numbers, but here's a little snapshot that'll make Sherry happy. I asked her her opinion on my spreadsheet. So here you go. So great profit margins. As you can see, I'm making almost 300% off y'all, so thank you very much. So I've got a few different sizes of cookies here that I lay out. I have everything down to my rent, my time factored into these costs. And as you can see on this next one here, I also line out what it really takes, and you have to factor in all these costs into that price of your cookie. So you've got to factor in your rental space, the cost it takes to start an LLC, you've got to factor in your food handlers, training costs, your cottage food permit costs, the market fees. I could go on and on. If you're interested in finding out more about all this though, feel free to come talk to me or take a look at this slide. It'll definitely let you know where you need to start if you're thinking about starting a small food business. So again, you got to be able to take feedback, and you got to have the willingness to fail, and you got to be able to do it over and over again. I failed in my very first market by giving a customer a sample that was absolutely terrible. It literally had an eyelash in it. I was devastated. I was like, this person's not going to buy from me. But after I honestly talked with them about it, they understood my situation, and they still bought from me. And since then, I've doubled down. I wear a full face mask, full covering. Everything is spick and span. You're not going to find any more here around me. Don't let it deter you from eating my cookies tomorrow. Customers are going to tell you what's wrong. We have customers that tell us what's wrong all the time. It's important to listen to them and make mistakes and be adaptable in front of your customers. That means a lot. It builds brand loyalty, and they appreciate it when you listen to them. Sure. Just because your customers are going to tell you what's wrong with your product doesn't mean that you're doing things wrong. In the end, you are all the experts here. We are all the experts. So make sure that you use your customer to engineer a product or service to perfection. But don't let them tell you that what you're doing is wrong, because the customer's not always right. In general, you're probably right, because you're the expert. Also, the price is always right. It's not too high. If you run your numbers correctly, your price is right. I work out every single thing down to the last gram. I know exactly what my costs are. And so even though my prices are much higher than the rest of the industry, I have great justification, and if you look at everybody else, when I make that sale to the customer, they have no question about it, because they see the quality of my product. So again, premium product, premium brand, premium price. If you have a premium product and the brand looks good and it resonates with people, then the price has got to be high. In order to price things out, you got to have time plus ingredients plus some costs like your mixers, your electric bills, all that stuff, market fees. That all goes into how you price out your products. And then your time is your most valuable asset. So we've talked about time management today a lot. I think it plays into this, but you got to manage your time well. You got to find the most valuable ways to spend your time that are going to be the most profitable for your business, and that's the only way you're going to be able to run a successful business. And again, your price is always right. Never let a customer tell you it's wrong. Always sell yourself and explain why your price is what it is. So I'm sure you're asking, I haven't seen any pictures of cookies today. Like, what's going on? So this is my vegan Meyer lemon cookie. It's a Meyer lemon zest cookie. It's got chopped candied Meyer lemon peel on top. Meyer lemon confectioner's glazed with juice and zest. I use all organic flour and sugar with all my cookies. And this cookie is seasonal. I use it with Meyer lemons from my tree. They are outstanding. Unfortunately, I don't have any of them here. They are out of season now, but they are absolutely incredible. So I know you're asking, where's the shameless plug here, right? Well, if you want to order from me, you can go to that store. Here's a QR code that you can all scan from your phones. If you can drop me a follow, that would help so much. And one thing I want to leave you all with is it's very easy to be different, but it's very difficult to be better. There's a lot of different kinds of cookies out on the market, except for Google cookies, which are going away. But it's really difficult to be a better cookie than everybody else, and I truly believe that I'm producing better cookies. So that's what we started. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.